Yes. Elevate your tailgate. We are back, baby. We are back. Joe Shasky, 95.7 The Game. And this week, we're hooking up. Now, look, it's a remote world that we live in these days, all right? So everybody's quarantined, but we got the man, the myth, the legend, the newest member of the 95.7 The Game family, Mark Willard, baby. What up?
Let's go, man. Let's go. I've been waiting. I've been waiting for this moment. Any excuse to have a big piece of red meat in the middle of the day and talk to you. I didn't even try to match the presentation that I knew you would have. Like, you got Candlestick Park over your left shoulder. I have a dish rack. I think that's probably an accurate portrayal of our lives, but man, whatever. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
So I know you grew up going to Niner games, going to Giants games. How many years were you part of the 49er and San Francisco Giants broadcast team, for crying out loud? I'm sure you've been around a tailgate or two, my friend. So walk me through what a normal tailgate is for Mark Willard and his family, his crew growing up.
Well, the funny thing is, you're making me think of actually the best tailgate I've ever been to, which I sort of hate to bring up this week because it was at Lambeau Field. So I will share that with you in a second because you want to talk about elevate your tailgate. I'd encourage anybody and everybody to go experience it out there because it is a completely different level of tailgate. But for me, you know, like it's funny. You think of tailgating, you think of the food. I think of the ball. Like for me, it was like my parents are very much like this. You know those parking commercials that are out there where it's like, don't become your family?
Yes.
Like, that's my family. It was all strategic, like park as close to the exit as possible because that's how we can get out of here in the end. I'm like, why are we already trying to get out of here? So back of Candlestick Park, just that like random asphalt that's out there. And you'd get out there and open up the back of the car. And it wasn't ours, but we had friends that we went with a lot who would bring out, my gosh, this like, you know, this is a sign of the times. Like back then, there was these like just little small grills that were basically fired by burning newspaper down below. Just so pathetic. You'd have steak with little bits of the calendar section from the Chronicle, like baked in there, really delicious. But yeah, we'd sit out there and make a little food and get big bags of chips. And then depending on if it was a Giants or a 49ers game, you're running routes out there in the parking lot, or you're in the squat and you're taking turns, seeing how many strikes you could throw. And then, of course, the number one goal, don't break somebody else's window. You know, which as a little kid, you're throwing the hardball around on the asphalt. Like, yeah, the ball would get loose and we'd get in trouble. But yeah, man, we did it for years. And come on, it was the best.
So, Mark, you know, you're bringing up the atmosphere, the ambiance, all the people that you're out there. I mean, let's get down to the brass tacks here. I mean, what about the meat, man? What are the cuts? Because we partnered with Harris Ranch Beef, and they've got nothing but the best of the best. I'm talking choice or USDA prime or above. I'm sitting here. I put this together right here. Oh, what do you got there?
Yeah, this is ribeye.
Ooh.
This is ribeye. You already hear the sizzle. That's the sizzle. We're going to do little Lowry's. I know, simple, right? But it's good. Garlic goes on everything. It goes on everything. Put a little onion powder on this thing just because that's me, and onion is fun to say. And then, you know, presentation sensation. Just a little parsley because, you know, when you put green on things, it makes you feel like you're being healthy. Protein and vegetables, okay? That's the name of the game. It's all about protein and vegetables. So what is the number one ranked vegetable to go alongside a big piece of red meat? It's easy. It may surprise you, but you gotta know how to cook it right. But the answer is, it's asparagus. Who knew? All right. Steak's cooking, asparagus is cooking. It's time. It's time. Hey now. New York has my number one seed.
Okay.
New York has my number one seed, but a ribeye obviously can't go wrong with a filet. Although, having worked in the restaurant industry back in the day, like filet is like, it's the most right. It's just like, it's the fanciest cut. It's the most expensive. You don't have to deal with anything. It's a circle and you dive into it. A chef will tell you that the flavor is lying in the New York and the ribeye. Okay.
Man, good man. You got to have a little fat for that marbleization.
You want to spend $40 and not have a bone, get your filet.
We have partnered up with Intercept Wines. I gave you one of these bad boys a while back. I'm going to pour myself a little glass here. And this is from Charles Woodson. This is California grown. You were talking about exploding. What do I got here? I got the Cab and I got the Pinot because I figure a little red wine with the red meat. I want to ask you about the back kitchen though. Your own kitchen and working in a restaurant. There's something funny about restaurants where we would just dull knife, we try to keep it alive and keep it sharp and do the best we can instead of just, I don't know, buying a brand new fresh knife. And still here at my home, I have all this beautiful cutlery that's old, that doesn't work anymore. And instead of buying new stuff, I think I'm gonna bring back to life this butter knife that hasn't worked for 22 years. So I went to Chef's Toys and I got a box of goodies for you. I got cutting boards, I got brand new tongs. I don't even know what I was doing beforehand. And I got a chef's knife that is top-notch quality. It goes through these steaks like no other. Mark, tell me when the last time you bought new cutlery was, because no one ever thinks about it.
I mean, like I moved recently, and so when you're moving, you always lose stuff. So, but I mean, was like, give me a couple knives. I don't even know where I bought them. I don't know what they're for. I'm just like, I need a couple knives. So I don't have the good stuff around here. And what you're speaking, about stuff that is important, because I love to be in the kitchen. I love to cook. And I think what you're talking about too is kind of like, it's ingrained in us from when, we're little. My mom was famous Christmas morning while you're opening gifts, you're getting yelled at the whole time. Save the bows. Save the bow, like she's the save the bows person. So like that, yes, it is impossible to throw anything away. Can't do it. It's in here. It's in the DNA. Why don't we go get new stuff? I don't know. And every time you move or you finally have a weekend where you stop, you're like, why do I have this? It's kind of like a shirt. Yes. You're like, I haven't picked that shirt in 3 years. But it's still there in the drawer. Like that's the way I was raised.
Every time they ask me to cut the meat, I used to be a butcher. My dad was like, hey, go in the back and cut the meat. I look at the knife and I'm like, you're giving me a spoon to cut this turkey on Thanksgiving and I'm going to get it all over my pants and we're going to have au jus all over the place and this board is going to slide all over. Well, that's why I got the non-slip sticky board that's going to stick to your whatever countertop you got. You're going to have juice all over. It doesn't matter. The thing isn't going to go anywhere. We're going to get you dialed in at Chef's Toys. You can go to Oakland, San Francisco, Sacramento, all the locations. We got you dialed up with some wine. We got that Intercept wines. You're cooking off your Harris Ranch beef. Man, thanks for taking the time to barbecue.
Amen. Anytime. You know us sports media folk. You wanna send me stuff, I'll show up every week.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much for having me. And now I'm gonna eat.
Yeah, free is me, so send me 3. Have a good one, Mark.